Imagine this. A queen, draped in jewels, her beauty the talk of empires, steps into a room that reeks of decay. Her skin is caked with poison, her hair crawling with lice, and her breath could knock out a knight. This isn't fiction. This is the dark, disgusting reality of some of the most powerful women in history. Today, on Histoeureka, we're diving into the 10 worst hygiene practices of royal women. Practices so vile, so bizarre, they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about royalty. Did these queens choose filth for power, or were they trapped by a world that feared clean water more than death itself? One thing's for sure, you won't believe what's coming, and you won't want to look away. But here's the catch. Some of these practices were so scandalous, they sparked rebellions, ruined reputations, and even changed the course of history. Are you ready to uncover secrets that were buried in palace shadows for centuries? Stick around, because this is going to get wild, and I guarantee you'll have something to say about it. Before we dive in, I need you to join the Histoeureka crew. Smash that subscribe button right now to never miss a dive into history's darkest corners. Like this video, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on these royal scandals. And tell me which country you're watching from. Are you in the United States of America, the UK, somewhere in Europe, or somewhere else? Let's see how global our history lovers are. Get ready, because these hygiene horrors will spark debates that'll rage in the comments. Let's jump in. Before we reveal the gruesome details, let's set the scene. Why were royal women, with all their wealth and power, so unclean? Picture a world where water was the enemy, where bathing was thought to invite demons or disease, and where smelling like a rose meant dousing yourself in toxic sludge. From medieval Europe to ancient Egypt, hygiene wasn't just a personal choice. It was a battleground of religion, science, and politics. And royal women? They were at the center of it all, juggling beauty standards that could kill and court expectations that demanded perfection. In the Middle Ages, for instance, doctors warned that bathing opened your pores to the plague. In Renaissance courts, perfume was a weapon to mask the stench of unwashed bodies. And in some cultures, filth was a badge of holiness. But here's where it gets spicy. These queens and princesses weren't just following trends, they were setting them, often at a deadly cost. Their choices didn't just affect their health, they shaped empires, fueled gossip, and sometimes ignited revolutions. Were they victims of their time, or reckless trendsetters who prioritized image over survival? That's the debate I will be waiting for you in the comments. Number 10. Queen Elizabeth I's toxic face paint. First up, we have England's Virgin Queen, Elizabeth I, whose iconic pale face was a lie painted in poison. In the 16th century, pale skin screamed wealth, so Elizabeth slathered her face with ceruse, a deadly mix of white lead and vinegar. This stuff didn't just hide blemishes, it ate through skin, caused hair loss, and led to lead poisoning that could fry your brain. Elizabeth knew the risks, her doctors warned her, but she kept using it to project divine perfection. Why? In a court full of scheming men, her image was her armor. Here's the controversy. Was Elizabeth a savvy politician using beauty as a weapon, or a vain queen poisoning herself for vanity? Some say her ceruse addiction was a feminist power move, proving a woman could rule with godlike authority. Others call it reckless, arguing she endangered England's stability by risking her health. What's your take? Was Elizabeth a genius or a victim of her era's toxic standards? Drop your thoughts in the comments, along with your country, and let's spark a fiery debate. This practice also makes us question modern beauty. Are we any better with Botox or chemical peels? Histoeureka wants to know. Let's see who's ready to argue about Elizabeth's deadly glow. Number 9. Catherine de Medici's perfume addiction. Next, we head to 16th century France, where Catherine de Medici, the cunning queen mother, drowned herself in perfume to mask the stench of an unwashed court. Bathing was rare, and the French court was a hot, sweaty mess. Catherine's solution? Layer upon layer of musk, ambergris, and other scents, some made from animal guts or toxic chemicals. These perfumes didn't just smell strong, they caused rashes, breathing issues, and maybe even long-term damage. Here's the debate. Was Catherine a master manipulator, using scent to dominate a smelly court, or was she just lazy, dodging baths for convenience? Her fans argue she weaponized perfume to project power in a male-dominated world. Critics say she was complicit in a filthy culture that harmed her health and her ladies. What do you think? This also raises questions about today's fragrance obsession. Are we masking insecurities with designer scents, just like Catherine? Number 8. Queen Isabella's no-bath vow. Let's travel to 15th century Spain, where Queen Isabella, who funded Columbus's voyages, made a vow that shocks modern sensibilities. She swore not to change her clothes or bathe until Spain conquered Granada. That war took 3 years. Imagine the odor, the grime, the sheer discomfort. While some historians say this tale is exaggerated, records confirm Isabella bathed rarely, believing water weakened her spiritual resolve. Here's the controversy. Was Isabella's vow a powerful act of faith, rallying her troops, or a fanatical stunt that endangered her health? Supporters argue it was a brilliant PR move, proving her dedication to a unified Spain. Critics call it reckless, saying it normalized filth and weakened her court's morale. What's your verdict? This story also sparks a debate about leadership. Should rulers make extreme sacrifices or prioritize practicality? Number 7. Marie Antoinette's flower-powdered hair. In 18th century France, Marie Antoinette's sky-high hairstyles were the talk of Versailles, until you got close enough to smell them. She doused her hair with flour-based powder, often laced with lead, to achieve that iconic white look. Not only did this attract bugs and cause scalp infections, but using flour during a famine was a political disaster, fueling the French Revolution. Here's the hot take. Was Marie Antoinette clueless about her flowery hair's impact, or deliberately flaunting her wealth? Some say she was a naive trendsetter, unaware of the starving masses. Others argue she was provocative, using her hair to assert dominance. This also questions privilege. Are today's influencers any different when they flaunt luxury during crises? Number 6. Empress Elizabeth's greasy hair rituals. Empress Elizabeth of Austria, or Sisi, was obsessed with her floor-length hair, soaking it in olive oil for hours to keep it glossy. Sounds luxe, right? Wrong. The oil attracted dirt, weighed down her scalp, and took hours to wash out, exhausting her servants and clogging court schedules. Her beauty was legendary, but at what cost? Here's the debate. Was Sisi's hair obsession a diplomatic asset, charming allies, or a selfish drain on her empire? Fans say her beauty strengthened Austria's image. Critics argue she was vain, wasting resources during economic strife. Number 5. Queen Victoria's sponge bath skimp. Queen Victoria, the 19th century grandmother of Europe, ruled during a hygiene revolution, yet she barely bathed. Relying on quick sponge baths and heavy perfumes, she bathed maybe once a month, believing frequent washing was unhealthy. Her court followed suit, creating a smelly empire. Here's the controversy. Was Victoria's minimal bathing a practical choice for a busy ruler, or a stubborn cling to outdated habits? Supporters say she prioritized governance over vanity. Critics argue she set a backward example, slowing hygiene progress. Number 4. Cleopatra's spoiled milk baths. Cleopatra, Egypt's legendary queen, bathed in donkey's milk and honey to keep her skin divine. Sounds indulgent, but it took hundreds of donkeys to fill a tub, costing a fortune. Worse, milk spoiled fast in Egypt's heat, turning baths into bacteria soup. Glamorous or gross? Here's the debate. Was Cleopatra's milk bath a strategic display of wealth or a wasteful flex? Fans say it cemented her godlike image, strengthening her rule. Critics call it extravagant, alienating her people. What's your verdict? Number 3. Empress Wu Zetian's mercury makeup. In 7th century China, Empress Wu Zetian, the only female emperor, used mercury-based cosmetics for a radiant complexion. Mercury gave her that glow but also caused skin damage, kidney issues, and maybe even madness. Yet she kept using it to dominate a patriarchal court. Here's the controversy. Was Wu a trailblazer, using beauty to wield power, or reckless, risking her health for image? Supporters say her cosmetics were a feminist weapon. Critics argue she endangered her legacy. What do you think? Number 2. Catherine of Aragon's itchy hair shirts. Catherine of Aragon, England's devout 16th century queen, wore hair shirts, scratchy, unwashed garments of animal hair, as religious penance. These caused rashes and infections, yet she wore them under her gowns, shocking her court with her holy filth. Here's the debate. Was Catherine's hair shirt a noble act of faith, or a fanatical obsession. Supporters say it proved her devotion, strengthening her moral authority. Critics call it extreme, undermining her royal image. Number 1. Empress Theodora's public bathing shows, approximate, 400 words. Topping our list is Empress Theodora of the 6th century Byzantine Empire, who turned bathing into a public spectacle. She bathed in perfumed water before courtiers, flaunting her beauty to assert power. In a Christian empire, this was scandalous, branded immoral by critics. Here's the controversy. Was Theodora a feminist icon, using her body to dominate, or a reckless provocateur? Fans say she redefined power in a man's world. Critics argue she degraded her empire's values. Wow, Histoeureka fans, what a filthy journey through royal history. From lead paint to spoiled milk, these queens pushed the limits of hygiene, beauty, and power in ways that shock us today. But here's the real question. Were they trapped by their era's insane standards, or did they choose these practices to wield influence? Their choices sparked scandals, rebellions, and debates that echo into our own time. So, I want to hear from you. Which of these hygiene horrors shocked you most? Are modern beauty standards, think cosmetic surgery, or extreme diets, just as crazy? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. And don't forget to tell me your country. Are you watching from USA, Canada, Australia, or elsewhere? Let's make this debate global. If this video blew your mind, join the Histoeureka crew. Subscribe right now, like this video, and share it with your friends to get them in on the argument. History isn't just about facts, it's about the stories that make us question everything. So, let's keep digging into the past together. What other royal scandals do you want us to uncover? Suggest topics in the comments, and let's keep the Histoeureka community growing. Before we go, let's reflect. These queens faced impossible expectations, just like women today. Were they victims, villains, or visionaries? Their hygiene practices weren't just personal. They shaped empires and ignited controversies. So what's the lesson for us? Are we still slaves to beauty standards, or have we learned from their mistakes? I'm dying to read your thoughts, so hit that comment section hard. And if you love this deep dive, check out our other videos on Histoeureka for more shocking history. Subscribe, like, share, and comment your country. Let's make history come alive. Final note, if you want to manage your chat history, click the book icon beneath this message and select the chat to forget or disable memory in the data controls section of settings. Now go spark that debate.